I'm gonna share with you a few lawn care tips and tricks that, man, I wish I'd known right when I got started that would have saved me a whole bunch of time, a considerable amount of money, probably avoided a few years worth of stress on my heart, and then potentially avoided several arguments with my wife. What's up guys, my name's Tyler and welcome to another edition of The Lawn Review where we provide clear, concise, and honest product reviews and DIY guides. Tip number one for me is more conceptual. I've talked about this in previous videos, but I'm all about trying to improve my overall soil health. You can put down tons of cheap fertilizers that will stimulate super fast growth in your grass that might not be actually good for your grass long term. So what I do is I put down a blend of humic acid DG and biochar DG. These turf experts have actually done a whole bunch of research on these ancient gardens and they figured out that, these ancient civilizations actually knew a whole lot more about gardening than we think they did. And they would put down carbon or burnt wood down into their soil and amend their soil over and over and over again. And carbon acts like a little bit of a sponge for your soil. So it's got a whole bunch of holes in it and it will actually hold on to moisture and nutrients and fertilizers like we talked about earlier and things like that in your soil longer and act as like a slow release for your grass and actually become part of your soil and improve the overall health of your soil, which will make you less dependent on fertilizers in the future. Tip number two, and I still kind of have PTSD about this one honestly, but do not sleep on your bug and grub and insect prevention regimens. I have a great guide on thelawnreview.com that tells you exactly when to put this stuff down depending on what type of grass type you have, but don't sleep on that. About 2 years ago, I had completely redone my lawn, killed it off, had new seed, it was looking amazing, had my watering timer set, went to the beach, came back, and an army worm infestation had occurred in Nashville apparently, and half my lawn was completely eaten. No joke, I got the video footage to prove it. I'll throw it up right now, but about that point, I almost turned around and just quit. I just left and, I was completely devastated. So don't sleep on that type of stuff, and also don't sleep on your fungicides. Like if you start to see a spot coming up on your lawn or your grass blades looking a little weird and yellow, like it's not like overwatered or underwatered or anything like that, there's a good chance that you've got a fungus going on. If you have any questions about that anytime at all, just email me at tyler@thelawnreview.com, send me a picture and I'll let you know what I think. But you could put down like a broad spectrum fungicide on that and be fine. But those are two things that definitely don't sleep on. And tip number three, if you hear nothing else in this video, please get rid of your Scott's broadcast spreader. That thing is garbage. I would show you, but I've already thrown it away. I've made other footage about this in the past, but there's a major design flaw with this tool in that the impeller that broadcasts your seed, fertilizer, post-emergent, pre-emergent, whatever you're putting down is blocked because the impeller is lower than the rim of the wheel. So a lot of it gets stuck on the inner walls of those wheels. And what that does is that's gonna create these strips in your lawn. So you'll have a strip of green grass, a strip of like lighter colored grass and green grass, or you could replace that with weeds. So you'll have a strip without weeds, you'll have a strip with weeds, and that's all because the impeller is blocking the seed from coming this direction and this direction, or the post-emergent from going this direction and this direction. So you're really getting a super concentrated put down of whatever you're broadcasting on your lawn, and then, it's not doing it on the other side. So get rid of that one. I'll provide a high, medium, and low cost recommendation in the description of this video, but there's all sorts of good options, much better than the Scott's. Struck that thing yesterday. Tip number four is to mow high. Mow high, mow high, please mow high. So guys, I'm not knocking anybody, but there is a huge contingency of YouTubers, especially in the lawn care space, that like to use reel mowers and cut their lawn down to like a fraction of an inch. And I'll make a commitment to you right here, right now. I will never use a reel mower on my channel. R-E-E-L, not R-E-A-L. We're not using fake mowers around here, but I will never use one of those mowers where I cut down really far, because 99% of us don't care or don't have the resources or the time to do that kind of stuff. That's like, your finesse game if you want to watch like Picasso do something. But I'm an average guy. I have an average amount of time to put down on my lawn, so I'm going to show you exactly what to do to have the best results with a finite amount of time. Obviously, the recommendation here is to mow high, because the higher you cut your lawn, the more green is exposed to the sun, so the more photosynthesis, the whole nine. I'm not gonna get into the science of it, but basically it allows your roots to get longer and longer the higher you let the top part of your grass get. So what that deeper root zone does is it's able to tap into more of a water source further down in your soil that hasn't evaporated from that summer heat. So a great way to have a green summer lawn is to cut your lawn really high in the spring, just basically all year round, cut it high. And I know that I said that I was only gonna give 4 tips, but I thought about another tip as I was filming this one. And this one is really like a pro tip that I didn't even know existed, but stop buying Scott's seed from Home Depot or Lowe's if you can. This day and age, you can get basically anything you want online shipped to you in about 2 days. So just right before you know you're gonna seed, I like Ryan Knorr stuff, really. I mean, go to his website, the particular type of seed that you wanna grow on his website. Honestly, he'll tell you the type of seed that you should get, but Scott's has small percentage of weed seed in their grass seed. And I know they say there's no way to eliminate all of it. Well, that's not 100% true. Part of it, in my opinion, I don't want to throw out accusations that I don't know 100%, but if I had to guess, part of that is you have to be a little bit more dependent on Scott's other products to eradicate those weed seeds, because weed seeds spread a whole lot more than grass seed. And so if they've got a little bit of seed in their grass seed, you're much more dependent on them for their pre-emergence and their post-emergence and the other types of things they're trying to sell you. So go online, and when you're trying to buy a particular type of seed, make sure that it has a very, very low, if not 0.0% or 0% weed, or I think it's called crop seed in it. That's just another pro tip. If you could do that year after year after year and do some of the other things that I recommend in my other videos year after year after year, and some of the tips in this video, you're gonna be much further along and much happier if you're not putting down weed seed on your lawn. Lawn care is really about doing things consistently. It's really hard to have an amazing looking lawn just after 1 year. It takes years of doing it again and again and again. I've put out guides on the website, thelawnreview.com, like a cool season guide and a warm season guide, walking you through exactly at each month what to do, when to do it, how to do it on the website. So if you want more of a written content, I'll put a link to both those guides in the description of this video. But also, I'm gonna be here and I'm gonna keep putting out videos again and again and again, walking you through the process, demystifying a little bit of lawn care. A lot of people shy away from lawn care because I feel like they think that they don't understand it. But like I said, I'm not a genius. I could be a bit of a nimwit sometimes. Another tip too that I always use, I actually use this tip like crazy, but I tell Siri to remind me to do all sorts of stuff all year round, because I'll see something, I'll remember, dang, I need to treat for armyworms in the fall. So I'll say, hey Siri, remind me to treat for armyworms in the fall. So this is just another little tip. You don't have to remember everything. It sounds like daunting and that there's a lot to it, but you can use technology. You can use things like the Lawn Review guides that will be in the description of this video. Guys, thanks so much for checking out this week's video. Again, if you have any questions at all about anything I said in this video, just throw it in the comment section. Or if you have any other tips that you feel like you'd like for other people to know or me to know, throw it in the comment section as well. Again, I don't know everything about lawn care, that's for dang sure. So throw it in the comment section. I'd love for other people to share their ideas, and I'd love to learn them, truthfully. And if you'd like a spring lawn care routine, I've got one right here, and a fall lawn care routine, I've got one right here, just depending on when you're watching this video. Until next time, keep cutting. We'll see y'all again. Peace.